Mute your phone. I don't know who's moving. Mute.
I would like you to hit the like button at the beginning because every time you hit the like button, you are letting YouTube know that what you are seeing and hearing is edifying for you so it can be shared with others. That's why hitting the like button is so important. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to the channel.
It had to happen. Your title was so powerful. When I read your the name of your ministry, it had to happen.
Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl, Erica Wilson, that it had to happen for our Monday night motivation with mothers of motivated sons. And tonight, our topic is tackling sickle cell. Let me just go ahead and bring on my beautiful sissy, Sandra Perryman. Welcome, sissy. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my God, we're going to try to get through this show, guys. My voice may be a little itchy, a little scratchy, but do bear with us. Tonight's topic is tackling sickle cell. And I want you guys to really tune in tonight. Take notes if you have to. You maybe know someone that's dealing with this or going through this, but make sure you even hit that share button right now so you can share with your friends, your family, or whoever it may be. Come on, Sissy, let's go ahead and give a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone. Again, today we're walking through a journey with the mother of a 10-year-old sickle cell warrior who believes in prayer. Kemba Gosier is the founder of ASAP, Advancing Sickle Cell Advocacy Project. They are proud members of this organization that pledges to raise awareness towards sickle cell for research, funding, and a better quality of life for warriors. As a mother, I can't help but be concerned about the health and well-being of my child. My daughter was born with sickle cell trait. It's been a difficult journey, but Jessica's daughter believes in prayer. But we're fighting for her, and I hope that one day there might be a cure for sickle cell disease. We need more research with fewer mice and more humans. I truly believe that we can find a solution to this condition that affects millions of people around the world. So let's spread awareness and support research for sickle cell disease. Thank you all for listening, and don't forget to follow and subscribe for more important conversations like this one. Stay healthy, everyone.
All right. So let me introduce to some and present to others the Jessica LeCamp. Welcome. Are you I think she's having some technical difficulty. Can you hear us, Jessica? Can you hear us? All right. While we're waiting for you can hear us? Okay. While we're waiting for Jessica, let's go ahead and bring in the beautiful Kemba Gosier. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello.
All right, ladies. Jessica, can you hear us? Give us the thumbs up if you can hear us.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Okay, Jessica, if you can go out and come back in, but make sure you give access to your mic and your camera. Well, we have access to your camera, but make sure you give access to your mic. I think she can hear us. Okay, well, Miss Kimba, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and who you're representing on tonight?
Yes, hi, my name is Kemba Gosier, and I'm the president of Advancing Sickle Cell Advocacy Project. We are a nonprofit organization located here in South Florida, and I'm also a certified sickle cell educator and counselor as well. Um, you can let me know if you want me to continue with my introduction. Okay, so my journey with sickle cell began when my daughter was born. That's something that Jessica and I have in common. Both of our daughters have sickle cell disease or sickle cell warriors. And when my daughter was born, first of all, I had no idea I had the sickle cell trait. So that's one of the things that we do at ASAP is educate the community and encourage people to know their sickle status. Me personally, I had no idea I carried the sickle cell trait until my daughter was actually born with the disease. Um, I had never met anyone that had sickle cell. First of all, I was a teenage mom myself, so that led to some of my ignorance, but I hadn't met anybody that had sickle cell. And not only that, there was no one in my family that had sickle cell disease either. So my daughter was born, and I was handed this child that was almost 9 pounds, looked beautiful, healthy. And then 6 months later, when they did the confirmatory testing to say that she has this life-threatening condition, there was a lot of denial that went with that. There was a lot of denial, because she looked healthy, and I was not educated at the time about everything that comes with sickle cell disease. So over the years, when my daughter turned 11, she lost her hip to something called avascular necrosis, which is where the the bone deteriorates due to the sickle cell. It caused bone loss, because, as you know, blood cells are round and plump, red blood cells. But when you have sickle cell, those cells are shaped like a banana or a half moon. So when they flow through the blood vessels or anywhere in the body, bone, organs, they get trapped and jammed. So when they get jammed like that, they cause whatever's around that area to die. And so when she was 11, she lost her right hip. Multiple hospitalizations. By the time she's an adult now, but by the time she was 9, she had been admitted to the hospital over 30 times. So this is a very serious life-threatening condition. And when she became 18 years old, I noticed that there was a big discrepancy. There was a huge disparity in how she was treated versus how, as an adult versus how when she was a pediatric patient. When a child cries out in pain, there's no one questions that. You believe that child, and you have empathy immediately, and you want to help them. But I noticed that when she became 18 and presented with the same pain in the hospital, she was viewed more so as someone seeking drugs. There was not a lot of empathy or compassion. And that's something that the adults with sickle cell face every day. So I reached out to a friend who also has sickle cell disease and a child with sickle cell disease, Monique Favors. And I said, we have to do something about this. At that time, there wasn't a lot of resources out there in 2015. We started meeting. We started off with a support group. We started having meetings basically in my house at first. And then we branched off, and we have been almost 10 years strong ever since. You're muted, Miss Erica.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Let me take you back to where you said that had this beautiful bouncing baby girl, and here it is 6 months later, you found out she had sickle cell. First of all, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I know that it's very, very hard to have a child, any child, see any child in pain, and it's nothing you can do for them, especially your child at that. And knowing
Yes.
that nothing that you can do for them and they just in this pain. But what stood out to me is you said that you never even knew that you had the trait
No.
until. So this is not something that they actually test for on a regular.
Well, now they do. Now they do. It's mandatory in the United States. They test newborns, no matter the race, on if you have the trait. So if you in Florida, I believe 1987 is when it became mandatory. They test all newborns. Now, if you were born prior to that, you may not know your sickle cell status. But all babies born after, they automatically test you for that now.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and see if we could get Jessica on in. Jessica, can you hear us?
Good
Can you hear
evening,
us?
everybody. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
I could hear you guys all along, but my connection, my internet was just having a fit.
well, that's okay. We're gonna get through this because you see, I have the scratchy voice, you have the internet problems, but we're gonna get through this thing because this is something that needs to be heard. We're
Yes.
tackling sickle cell on today, not just today. You ladies are doing it every day because you actually have the warriors. So we heard all about Miss Gosier story. We
Yes.
want to hear about yours as well, Jessica.
So my story is similar in the way that I didn't know I had sickle cell trait until I was pregnant. And at that time, they just tell you, when they do all the testing, they're like, oh, well, you have sickle cell trait. Don't have a baby with anybody who has sickle cell. That was pretty much all the education on it. So fast forward, she's born, newborn screening is done. Like Kemba said, when her daughter was born, newborn screening wasn't a thing. But when my daughter was born, it was. 2 weeks later, I get a call. She was born in the middle of September. The first week of October, I get a call that says the newborn screening came back positive for sickle cell. And so at the time, I'm confused because I didn't know her dad had sickle cell. He didn't know the trait. He didn't know he had the trait. He had other children and he had never been tested. So he didn't know that he had the trait. So we found out that he had the trait when she was diagnosed with sickle cell. And that first month, I would say, after her diagnosis, had to be one of the most traumatic experiences for me as a young new mom, because I had this baby. Now that she was diagnosed with sickle cell, they wanted her to be brought into the hematologist's office for the diagnosis to be confirmed. 2 weeks old, to confirm the diagnosis, they have to be able to get a name. So they strap her down. She's probably about a month old now at the time. They strap her down to this table. She's screaming at the top of her lungs so that they can be able to access her vein, to be able to draw blood, to be able to confirm her diagnosis. So this was in 2013. And then with that, they tell you, okay, she has diagnosis. You have to see the hematologist regularly. They teach you how to feel for the spleen. So once her diagnosis was confirmed, they had me come in to see the hematologist and taught me how to feel for her spleen, because majority of the little ones with sickle cell, when they have a crisis, it typically begins in their spleen, where their spleen will swell. So they taught me how to feel for a normal size spleen, and then so that I would be able to notice when it's enlarged and know that she's in crisis and that I might need to bring her into the hospital.
My God.
So that was the beginning, yes. And then from there, it was just really an uphill battle, because within her first year of life, she had about 4 hospitalizations, and it just progressed from there, where she was hospitalized every other month as she got older, and getting a blood transfusion every month. They really didn't have much. Even now, there are some medications for sickle cell treatment, but at the time when she was born, it was only one. And that medication, once she was old enough, they tried it with her, and her body didn't respond well to it. So that was the reason why she was then on monthly transfusions. And then, of course, monthly transfusions, you can't get too much blood because then that causes more complications. And then she had iron overload. Then she needed more medication. So it's just a terrible loop.
Wow. Now,
Finding ASAP, I
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, you were saying something?
No,
Oh
go ahead.
no, I
Thought
was
you
just
were
gonna say finding ASAP was definitely yes. So finding ASAP was definitely like a blessing in disguise for us because at least that gave us a buffer, so to say. Like it didn't take away what was going on, but we had other people going through the same thing that we could talk to, that we could relate to, people that looked like us. And so it just made me feel like I wasn't alone in the journey with her. Because
wow.
your family, they want to help, but they don't understand. They're from the outside looking in. They really don't know what you're going through behind closed doors with your baby screaming in pain, and there's nothing you can do.
Jesus. That's what we were just saying, but you were how old when your child got diagnosed, Jessica?
I was I was 30.
Okay, versus to you, Kimba, you say you was a teenage mom. So the
Yes.
thing about it is, at that age, you still don't even know yourself fully, right? But
Right.
here it is now. You have a new situation. You have something that you now have to really jump on because now it's your child that's dealing with this. Sissy, do you have a question for Kimba or Jessica? Because the thing is, we never know why God places people in our path. And you say you came across ASAP because you found somebody that looked like you, going through what you've been through. And the thing is, you never know why God places people in your path. And I'm sure, Miss Gazia, you didn't know why you had to go through this. And I know it sounds so cliche, but that's the name of the show. It had to happen. It happened to you. Now you're helping Jessica,
Exactly.
you see, and so many others.
Yes, I'm getting goosebumps because I know that, and I always share this story, and some people may not take it the right way, but I'm just being transparent. There was many times that I would question God in my journey of having a child with sickle cell disease. I would say, "Why me? Why my child?" And be very angry and upset about it. But like you just said, it had to happen. I know that this is my purpose in life is to help people impacted by sickle cell disease. As Jessica said, we have an unspoken kinship that a lot of people on the outside don't understand. But that's one of the things that we do is educate to help people understand. People don't understand because they don't know. Um, but we share that because of what our children go through, and maybe somebody else may be going through it with sickle cell disease. So now I embrace that as my lifelong goal, and I know that this is my purpose.
Okay, Sissy.
A question I have is, can you tell me and the viewers what's the difference between sickle cell trait and sickle cell disease?
Mm.
Sickle cell trait means you carry the gene. You don't actually have the actual condition, but you carry the trait. And you can also pass if you get with someone who has the trait, you have a 25% chance with each pregnancy of having a child with sickle cell disease. Now, both of I know you guys were NFL moms, so now they actually test you. I know that NCAA tests the athletes for the trait now because a lot of people may think, oh, I have the trait, I don't have anything to worry about as long as I'm not having a baby. However, there have been cases where we have had athletes that have passed away from having the trait from overexertion. So this is why, and there's one in 13 of us are carrying the trait and don't even know it, African Americans. So that's why it's very important to even know your sickle cell status. But trait means you carry the gene, but you don't actually have the disease. And sickle cell disease, you have the actual condition.
And I did hear, well, not hear, but read about, so sorry, y'all. I read about how you have to stay hydrated.
Yes,
It's a must. And when you just spoke about the player that passed away from sickle cell from exertion, if you're not hydrating, that's the number one thing. But that's for all of us. But even more importantly, for the ones that have sickle cell. So we
definitely.
have response here. That's true. Bray got tested once he was born, and he has the trait. So once he gets older, I have to explain. Mm,
Yes,
see,
definitely.
now that's the thing. So
Yes.
how? Okay, they're testing now, but what about the ones who haven't been tested, or they wasn't doing the testing back then? Do you try to reach out to them as well?
Yes, we encourage everyone to get tested. If you can get there's a test called hemoglobin electrophoresis. That's the test you have to ask for and find out from your healthcare provider, your primary care. Depending on what state you're in, you may have a sickle cell center that may offer that service, but definitely your primary care. They won't just randomly test you for that. If you're over the age, you have to ask for it and find out if you are a carrier of the sickle cell trait.
So, what pointers can you give my niece? She said her son was tested and he was born with it. What pointers can you give her, or what signs should she be looking for? Throughout the years he's going to be growing.
Jessica, you want to answer or you want?
Does her son have sickle cell or sickle cell trait?
Sickle cell trait.
Yes, it's trade. Oh,
Trait?
So with sickle cell trait, um, is you don't really see as many symptoms. Sometimes you might be more prone to pain, like you'll feel a pain, like you'll take some Tylenol, you might feel a pain, like then your bones, and it doesn't really go away. So sometimes that can be like a mini crisis and not know it because they don't really test for it or track it with when you have the trait. But the same with everybody, just make sure you're staying hydrated. One of the biggest things I would say though is if you before you start dating somebody, especially if you have the trait, have them get tested for trait before you even start to have feelings to say, "Oh, I love this person." I don't want it to sound harsh or anything, but that's your best way to avoid having a child with suicide. And
wow,
of course, it's doable. We're doing it, but it's not a journey that you should just take on yourself if you don't have to.
wow. And she says
So
two.
before you start, getting serious, or
Wow. She says four, two out of her
no, I
four.
was just saying before you start, yes, just get tested. Know your status.
Okay, and she said two out of her four kids have the trait, and she also said that trait his dad has it. Oh, the trait his dad has it as well. We got tested when I became pregnant, so this is what they're doing now, right? But
Okay.
like you said, Jessica, that's a great thing. I mean, if you're deciding that this is the person that you want to have kids with, or it's something to be known, because like you said, you just don't want to have to walk that walk if you really don't have to. But if that's your person, how could you not? You see what I'm saying? Like if that's your person,
Right.
even though they have that trait, I don't. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because are you not going to go forth with that person because of the trait that they have? So
I
it's
mean,
kind
that's something that you have to discuss with your partner and
of,
everybody. Some people want to have a child, but you have to really weigh it out and see that how serious this disease really is. We would never tell someone, don't, that's your decision what you want to do, but just please educate yourself in
Mhm.
all aspects of having, find out what it's like for someone who actually has sickle cell, and you can always adopt children. There's other ways as well. So
Wow.
Does the sickle cell trait increase like the risk of strokes, blood clots, kidney disease, or heart failure?
having the trait itself, I do know that there's a form of kidney cancer. I can't pronounce it, but it affects people that have sickle cell trait. As far as the other statistics, I'm not abreast of that. I don't believe there is, but we would need a medical expert to probably weigh in on that part. But I do know there's a form of kidney cancer that people with the trait are impacted by.
Mm. Wow. So how, if one wants to get in contact with you, tell us how can they get in contact with you by putting it in the comments for us, please. She says, I know a little bit about sickle cell because Khalil dad has it and Bray's oldest brother on his dad's side has it. See, this is the thing when you have programs like yourself that needs to be put out there because it's there for you. Like you said, Jessica, your family just probably didn't understand it and know how to be there for you. But now you're a part of a program where they can learn as you learn, if they're willing, you know. But the thing about it is getting educated, like Miss Kimba said, because if you don't know, like, you know, and you're just ignorant to the fact, how can you be there for someone who's actually going through it? You see what I'm saying? So it's not that your family
Yes.
didn't probably want to be, they just probably didn't know how, you know. But now you're a part of an amazing program, ASAP. And guys, if you want, let's go ahead and put that up. Kimba, did you put it in the comment section how one could get in contact with you all? Bless the
Yes. And no matter what state you're in, most of our programs are virtual. We just had a town hall where we had and just to go throw that out there, like Jessica said, when her daughter was little, there was only one treatment, which was probably hydroxyurea. And up until 2017, well, just break it down, sickle cell has been on record since 1910. However, we got our very first FDA approved drug in 2017. So we lack in a lot of areas when it comes to funding, research. We need help in a lot of areas. So in April, we had a town hall it was hybrid. It was virtual and in person, where we had Bluebird Bio and we had Vertex. Those are the two companies that are responsible for the gene therapy that's happening right now. Last December, the FDA approved gene therapy for sickle cell, which is very groundbreaking. Jessica's daughter had a bone marrow transplant um, about 2 years ago, which she came through, which I'm sure she's going to go into details about that. But now we have that option as well. So we are making progress, but we still have a long way to go. We have a long way to go in terms of the treatment aspect. We need our sickle cell warriors we need more advocacy. Some of the work that we do as well is we work with our state legislators to create legislation that will help people with sickle cell disease. Recently, this past legislative session, we had a bill that we collaborated with State Rep Felicia Robinson on. And that bill, HB 349, it made it mandatory for healthcare providers to be required to receive education on sickle cell, anybody with a healthcare license. And you might think, why would you want a physician that's already practicing or somebody with a license to learn more about sickle cell? Because it's needed. Is needed. There needs to be more education, awareness. It needs to be more empathy and understanding when you come in contact with people with sickle cell. And we have to dismantle the stigma that a lot of the adults get faced with. I personally don't know an adult that does not have a horror story about how they've been mistreated within the healthcare system. And we have amazing doctors, do not get me wrong. We have amazing healthcare providers, but we still have so many that have a severe lack of understanding when it comes to how to manage someone with sickle cell. Like I said, our support group is online, is virtual. If anybody wants to join, we have guest speakers as well. Most of our events are hybrid. You can watch online, so no matter where you are.
So what does a day look like for a person that has sickle cell? In your case, Jessica, what does your day look like with your daughter with the trait? And then how would that look
So
as an
right
adult?
now, my daughter had a bone marrow transplant on November 24th, 2020, actually. So we're at 3.5 years. And she's been doing amazing since she had her transplant. Her body responded well to it. She went from being in the hospital every other month to being in the hospital once a year. This year, God, so far, she has not been in the hospital. I can remember her in crisis at the age of 2, crying in pain and praying to God to take away her sickle cell pain. And let me tell you, God heard her prayers, because she was put on the waiting list for the bone marrow transplant, and she was on the waiting list actually for 5 years. She had her transplant at the age of 7, which, as we all know, that's the year of completion. At the age of 7, that's the number of completion. She had her transplant at that age, and God healed her. So she went, and now she's pretty much pain free. Once in a while, she might have some mild pains, but nothing like she used to experience. And that is definitely a blessing, because prior to transplant, in addition to being in the hospital every other month, she was missing school a lot. Of course, if you're in the hospital every other month, she wanted to be in school in person. I wanted her in school in person. So she was in school in person. But we had to have a 504 plan in place for her in school so that they could work with her when she was missing school due to being in the hospital with sickle cell, or missing school due to an appointment and things like that. In her 504 plan, it was written that she would always be allowed to have something to drink because, again, dehydration triggers pain. So one thing I did with her as a mom, I know the triggers, I learned her triggers, and we avoided certain things. Sweets were a big trigger for her. So we completely eliminated that. That hurt her because we go to parties and no, she can't have the cake. She can't have the cookies because we know that's going to put her into crisis. So, she understood it after a while, but we knew that those were big triggers for her. So we avoided things like that. And then anytime she would go into crisis, the first thing I would do with her is tell her to drink some water, because majority of the crisis can start just by being dehydrated. So we would have her drink water and give it some time. Sometimes the pain would go away. Sometimes the crisis would progress. So then if the crisis progressed for her, then we would move on to heating pads and pain medication. So at the time she was taking the hydrocodone, um, which is, that's the controlled version of the Tylenol, because of how intense the pain is. So regular Tylenol and Advil wasn't enough to take the pain away for her. So she needed the heavy duty stuff. And a lot of times it would just be a matter of just letting her rest and wait it out, because there was nothing really that would take away the pain. We didn't have a timeline. Okay, you took your meds, you'll be fine in half an hour, you'll be fine in an hour. It was just a matter of waiting it out. Sometimes the pain would be so bad she couldn't walk. And it's just the I guess one of the toughest part about it is that it affects everybody differently. And as you get older, it also affects you differently. Her first crisis where I took her to the hospital, she had to be about, I want to say 7 months old. And by then she was already sitting, like Kemba said, happy, playful, joyful baby. But that day she woke up and she was very lethargic. She couldn't even sit. So I felt her spleen and noticed her spleen was huge, and I think I took her myself to the nearest hospital, and they couldn't treat her at the nearest hospital. They said they weren't equipped to deal with sickle cell. They weren't equipped to deal with that type of patient. So that was her first ambulance ride, because they transferred her from there. They got her connected to some IV fluids and transferred her from there to the main hospital, to Jackson.
And I just
And
want
she
to say,
spent a week in the hospital then. And they.
Go ahead, Jessica. I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
I think
Kemba.
it's a delay.
It is.
That's very traumatic, and that's a very traumatic experience, and it's just trying to get the average person to really understand like what you go through and what your child goes through is very difficult, and it's very emotional. And I'm sure you reliving that ambulance ride is very triggering, because listening to it is triggering for me. Erica and Sandra, imagine what Jessica just said, having a toddler that's requiring those strong narcotics like that. When my daughter was almost 2, she was given Tylenol with codeine, because that's just how severe the pain is. And so can you imagine at 2 taking Tylenol with codeine? By the time you get 30, that's not going to work for you. So that's what we try to do, is provide education to our healthcare providers. We also partner with universities as well, FIU, Nova Southeastern University, with their healthcare provider, with their medical students and with their nursing students, because we try to get them to understand sickle cell warriors are not coming in there for drugs. This is a very real condition that is causing severe pain. So it's a difference between addiction and tolerance. If you're 2 and 30, the same amount is not going to help you. So they're coming in there for relief, not because they're seeking to, get high. A lot of times they they get often labeled like that they're in there just to get high. And what happens is a lot of them don't even go to the hospital and suffer at home. And by the time they get to the hospital, the medication won't even work at that point. And sadly to say, some of them don't even make it.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that they thinking these kids are coming in there for just the drugs? And
Yes,
not
there's a serious stigma because pain is the hallmark of the disease. But what they don't understand is what's causing pain. There's something dying around there. Those cells are trapped. They're getting stuck. So therefore, that hurts, and that pain is real.
jeez.
So that's something that we try to fight against every single day.
Advancing
And it's more so with adult,
once it's advancing sickle cell advocacy.
with
I think we have a delay. Go ahead, Jessica. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Yes, it's lagging a bit. I'm sorry. But no, I was just saying, to piggyback what Kemba said, with children receiving care for sickle cell, usually you don't have those same problems, but once they transition from pediatrics to adulthood, that's like usually the toughest phase, and usually the age range between 18 and 30, where we lose a lot of where they lose their lives because they're trying to now be an adult, manage their condition, and manage the healthcare system, and the healthcare system is failing them.
Yes.
Jesus. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, if you want to get in contact with the ASAP project, you can go over to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And I believe this here is the name of each on each
Yes.
social media. Okay, it's ASAP Be Informed, guys. ASAP Be Informed on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yes.
Are you guys a 501c3?
Yes, we are.
So, guys, if you know any grant writers out there or anyone that can assist with helping them get the funds, please do send them over to Miss Kemba. She's doing an awesome job of trying to bring in awareness and to try to, inform people on what's going on. I never even heard of them saying that a kid is coming in just because, if they're hurting, they're hurting. Just because they're addicted to the drug. No, they're hurting. But I never, and as a parent to hear that, I only can imagine what you ladies are thinking because, Sissy and our kids, they're ball players. And when they get hurt on the field, we're not trying to hear that either. If you're telling us our kid is not hurt and we clearly see that they're hurt, so I can only imagine you're taking your children into the hospital to get treatment and they're trying to make it seem like they're just there for the pain. I mean, for the meds.
That's
That's disheartening. That is disheartening. And to hear you say, Jessica, that these kids are dying or people are dying because of a healthcare system is failing, that's scary.
It is.
That is very scary.
Very scary. But like the name of your podcast, it had to happen because it had to happen. That's why we are here for the advocacy, to make sure that the sickle cell warriors have a voice, that these families have the support they need, that they have the resources that are there. And this work is not easy. This work is sometimes it comes with a lot. This comes with a lot of responsibility when you're in this advocacy space. Sometimes everybody might not like you because you're the boots on the ground and you're hearing the patients. So sometimes you might have to go up against the healthcare system, and that's something that we have done, and we actually have been successful at it. We were able to create a sickle cell task force with one of our healthcare systems here in South Florida by addressing the concerns, by attending their board of commissioner meetings and telling them, hey, we have some concerns that's happening for our sickle cell warriors that are being treated within your healthcare system. So by doing that, we were able to get a task force started. And
Good.
that's continuing. We still have a ways to go, but sometimes it gets hard. Sometimes it feels like you're climbing up an uphill battle, but we're committed. We're totally committed to this course that we're on.
Well, stay the course. Definitely stay the course. Because I'm telling you, we never know why God places, like I said, why he places people in our path. And you had to go through it early on because you didn't even know you was going to have a Jessica coming along. You see? And how could you help her if you weren't the one to walk through that thing? And
and she's doing the same thing. She's paying it forward.
Yes.
We have so many families now that's coming in that they are interested in the bone marrow transplant. So she's helping those families get through that, because you want to meet somebody who's gone through this. You don't want to just hear, yeah, the doctors can tell you one thing, and that's great. We need that. But to hear somebody who actually has gone through that, that's very impactful. You need to know the good and the bad of it, all aspects of it.
Wow.
Absolutely. Sister, do you have any more questions?
No, I just wanted to ask, Kemba, how's it now with your daughter with the triggers? Does she know the triggers, or what triggers her with the sickle cell?
Yes, the weather is a number one. Oh my, the weather for her, like Jessica said, every warrior is different, but for her, the weather is her number one trigger. Whenever it rains, most of them can't stand the cold too much, but for her, it's the rain. Whenever she's like the weather woman. If I already know if something is flaring up real bad, like, okay, it's probably going to rain today. But it impacts every aspect of her life, because my daughter is an adult and she hasn't been able to really hold down a full-time job. And I tell her all this. Well, she actually hasn't been able to work at all. And I tell her all the time, don't get depressed about that. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. But it's very difficult, and we have to be there to support, to support each other. I'm there to support her. She has her other ASAP people. Jessica reaches out to her as well. We literally have a very close knit family connection within this organization, and I'm very proud to say that we support each other on that level like that. But we also need people on the outside to help us as well, to help us educate, spread awareness, because we know what it's like. But this is one of the reasons why we're on this platform now, to let others know. And thank you again for having us on here to spread awareness on this.
You guys are more than welcome to come back anytime to spread the awareness, because that's what this platform is for, spreading awareness. And the thing is, hearing you say that your daughter is now an adult and it's hard for her to get a job, that has to be hard on you to see your daughter. It's like, when do it stop? Basically.
Yes. And she's actually in pain every day, to be quite honest with you. With sickle cell, you can go into a crisis, but you can also have chronic pain. And unfortunately, she's one of the ones that deals with chronic pain. So she's in pain every single day. Now, it may vary in the degree. Like today may be on a scale of 1 to 10 or 2, but it's there. Some days it might be a 10. Many days I have to help her, even sometimes, like, to get so real with it. Even though she's a grown woman, I have to help her, like, on a bedpan to use the bathroom sometimes when she is in so much pain she can't walk to the bathroom. These are the moments that a lot of people don't see. They see you looking, oh, so great, you're out here doing this, but what goes on behind the scenes, it's a lot. It's a lot. And our warriors need so much support. They need to know that it's okay, that someone has their back, that we're there for them, and we're totally committed to that. And there's been we have lost so many beautiful warriors over the years. It gets difficult, but we just have to stay focused on our mission. And that's the mission that we're on, to educate, spread awareness, and be that support, and be the voice of those who need to be heard.
Yeah.
So we stand in the gap for them. The families as well.
What days do you do the virtual events?
The third Saturday of every month. Our next one, I tried to put, I guess when I put the ad, it blocked me from putting it in the chat. Like, I tried to put our email and everything, but you can email us at info@asapbeinformed.org. But our support group is the third Saturday of every month. So July 20th, and it's on Zoom, so anybody can log in. And our support group, like I say, we're getting raw and real about what this illness is, this condition is, but we have a lot of joy and laughter in our support group. We also have special guests come in. We even had someone come in the last couple of months that educated people on the trait. And it was an organization called the As One Foundation, which they specialize in trait. So they broke it down, answered questions. It's very educational, and I encourage anybody to join us.
And that's info@asapbeinformed.org. Is that correct?
Yes. Thank you for adding that. That's the email. They can get in touch, and then that Facebook and Instagram and everything is ASAP Be Informed, so they can go on there and keep updated with everything that we have going on. And 2 weeks ago, we had our very first inaugural scholarship fund luncheon, and we awarded 7 sickle cell warriors scholarships. So that's something that we're extremely proud of, that we did that. And then on August 3rd, we have our sixth annual sickle cell family picnic, where we have the warriors come out with their families, and it's open to the community as well for them to have fun. On that day, it's all about having fun. We're not worrying about nobody being sick or anything like that. We're just worrying about networking with each other, meeting other families, and having fun. So that's something that we do every year as well.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Very
Team
good.
Kareem, I think this is oh my God. Why?
Arkeisha. That's
Yes.
Arkeisha.
Yes, they do need all of us. And I lost my Lord have mercy.
Yes.
Yeah. So her nephew was a sickle cell warrior, and he passed away due to sickle cell complications.
Wow.
And how old was he? He
Correct.
was very young. He was a very
He
young
was,
man.
if I'm not mistaken, he had just turned 30 or was 29. But he was right, like I said, that phase, 18 to 30, that's that age range where we're losing a lot of warriors. And if I'm not mistaken, he had either just turned 30 or would have been 30
29.
that year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Wow. Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
I thank you ladies for definitely coming on
Yeah.
tonight. He passed I think she's saying 3 months before he turned 30 is what she may be saying. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. No, so he passed away March 30th, and his birthday was in May. So he passed away 29. He would have been 30 in May.
Wow. Lord have mercy. I'm glad that you ladies decided to come on tonight to spread awareness. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I have been feeling horrible, okay? And I didn't know how I was gonna get. I told my sissy, I said, listen, we're gonna have to get through. I'm gonna push my way through. I'm hot, y'all. My AC
Mm-hmm.
going out, but to God be the glory. You have to push
Mhm.
past your pain sometimes to be able to help others. At the end of the day, I knew I could not reschedule this broadcast. It had to happen tonight, you know. And when
It
Jessica
had
was
to happen.
yeah, it had to happen. And we were having difficulty getting on, and the internet just want to have its thing. But no, we got through this thing, and we're still getting through it. And I'm telling you, you ladies are more than welcome.
The devil is a liar.
I know that's right.
I know
Yes,
that's
he
right.
is. Yes, he is. It was his old ugly self. I can't stand him, y'all. He try to rear his head all the time, but we ain't got to listen. What they say, get thee. I don't even want him behind me. Just go somewhere else. Go. I
Okay.
don't even want you
Yes.
behind me. Go on somewhere else. That's what you do. But the thing is, sickle cell. We're tackling sickle cell with the
Mm-hmm.
ASAP project, guys. Get involved. She said you do not even have to have a child that's going through this, but they need all
Absolutely.
the support that they can
Yes.
get. And the email again is info@asapbeinformed.org. You don't have to be a part, but also too, Jessica, you have to hold me and Sissy accountable.
Yes.
We have to get those swimming lessons. We need
Yes.
to learn how to swim. Because Kimba
Yes.
last time went how do you say her name again? Her beautiful self. How you say her name?
Arkesha.
Arkesha.
Arkeisha.
Keisha was on here. We promised to learn how. We have to get that together.
Mm-hmm.
To help
Yes.
you.
Definitely.
Yes.
We really
Yes.
have to get on top of that. And what a way! Oh my God! Why are you guys not doing something together to bring awareness?
Yes. We talking. We working on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
Hmm.
that is awesome. Definitely, because if she have a nephew that passed away from it, that could be her.
Mm-hmm.
That's her gift she can have to share with
Absolutely.
others. You see what I'm saying? Even
Yes.
though, God, thank you, Jesus. I just love God. Let me tell you, I love him and how he do things. I'm a brag on him every chance I get, y'all. And I know y'all probably
That's
tired of
right.
hearing that, but every chance I get, I'm gonna brag on him because we're just one number away. Y'all, we made it in the numbers again. Yet these two ladies have something that they battle with every single day, seeing their beautiful daughters You know, you want to go out and get your nails done with your daughter, shop with your daughter, and things like that. But they're battling something, and to get on here and to put their best foot forward and to keep spreading awareness, they can stop and say, "Oh my God, let me just deal with what I have going on." But God birthed something in them. They understand the vision. They understand what God has taken, what they're going through. I need to go ahead and share this with others.
Exactly.
And I say all the
Amen.
time, the it's they happen to
Absolutely.
us, but they happen for us to share with someone else, y'all. This is serious, y'all. This is
Yes.
serious. Just to hear them say that these babies are being labeled as just wanting meds and they're in pain. Come on now. Something has to be done. So you do not have to have a child that's dealing with this. Maybe it's someone that you know. You don't even have to know them. Get involved and help these ladies out. They're doing the work. They're not sitting behind, they're doing the
We
work.
are in need of volunteers.
I was just about to say that. Always looking for volunteers. So you don't have to know somebody that have sickle cell to be part of what we're doing. We need you if you don't, even more. You know.
That's it. And Jessica, you guys don't have a flyer for the event? I could have put the flyer up. You don't
I
have
can.
a flyer?
I do have a flyer.
Oh, there
Uh,
is. Kemba, then you one really quick.
See if I
okay. Awesome. Thank you, Everett. Thank you
Sorry.
so much, Team ASAP in the building. I know that's right, Mr. Hamilton. Step in for these beautiful
Yes.
ladies.
Hey,
Yes,
Everett.
sir. Thank you so much. But to you know, what
Everett is part of ASAP. He's a very loyal part of our group.
that is
Good,
good. That's
good.
awesome. Where did
me.
the email go again? I have to put that up once again. Here we go. info@asapbeinformed.org. And what third Saturdays?
Yes, third Saturday, and they can follow. Please
Yes.
follow us and like us on social media at ASAP Be Informed. You can go and watch, our upcoming events, see exactly what we have going on, see how you can be part of it. Yes, on all the social media platforms, please. I just emailed you the flyer for our picnic that's coming up.
Okay, awesome.
But
Did you
yes,
email it?
yes.
Try to get it put up really quick. Okay, awesome.
Sorry.
Sissy said if you have something, I'm gonna go pull the flyer really quick.
Okay.
And then July 20th, like I said, that's our support group at 2 p.m. on Zoom. And you can find all that information on our social media as well.
I think this podcast was very beneficial. I actually learned a lot about sickle cell, things that I didn't know.
Good.
So
Okay.
I would say just keep pushing until something happens.
Amen. And
And
that's what
and you
we're
all
doing.
are doing a great job. Great job.
Moments like this gives us the inspiration and
And
more.
definitely just tap into the resources.
Thank you.
Because I really didn't know, about the aches and how do they deal with it and the traits. I didn't know any of that because like you say back when I was growing up, they didn't do that. And I think like you said, they started testing as the years got, a little closer, like in the 20s, like the 2000 or something like that.
The late 80s.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Prior to that, no,
Late
I
90s.
I was tested. I'm not an 80s baby.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, I have the flyer. Let me go ahead and show you. And to piggyback off of what Cece said, I concur because I'm telling you, I had no idea. Mr. JB says, great conversation, very informative. Great job, ASAP. See, that's the
Yes,
thing.
see?
Even things like that. See, people don't understand. Even comments like that, it
Hmm.
makes you want to go harder. So even if
Yeah.
you just have a kind word to say or a word of encouragement, it will make these ladies' day. They don't. Yeah, yeah. Let me go ahead and put this fire up because that right there, very informative. Good job, ASAP. Is letting you ladies know that you're doing a wonderful
Yeah.
job. So keep putting your best foot forward. Let's get this flyer put up really quick. I don't think it's gonna let me show it on the show. Hold on, I think I got a trick for you guys. So keep going, Sissy, while I get the flyer.
If not, they can follow us too, and it, they'll get the information as well. But
So
I
you
just
have
want to encourage
go
anybody
ahead.
who has a family member or anybody in their life that they know that have sickle cell, just, be there for them, support them in any way that you can. I know a lot of times, sometimes when you think of somebody going into the hospital, you think when they come out, oh, you get better, da, da, da. But when you have sickle cell, it's a whole other process when you come out of recovery, having to try to get back on your feet, all of that. So I would just encourage anybody to be that support person for somebody impacted by sickle cell. And if you're not, if you get involved. If you're not here in South Florida and you're somewhere where there's a sickle cell organization, get involved. We always welcome volunteers, like Jessica said. Even though you may not be in our area, we could do stuff virtually. So don't think because you're not in our area you couldn't still be part. We still welcome you.
So, well, I got the flyer. I told y'all I was gonna get it done. I got y'all. We was gonna get that thing done. I was not getting off this show without showing this flyer. So here we go, guys. It is the 6th annual Sickle Cell Picnic and Family Resource Fair, August 3rd on a Saturday from 12 to 4. Oh, that's in Pines, 900 Pembroke. I'm sorry, Flamingo Road, Pembroke Pines, Florida. Free registration, guys. Come on. Go out and let the kids, show the kids some love, show the mothers some love as well. We know that they go through things on a daily basis to deal with their children. It's not easy. I mean, seeing your child in that position, knowing that it's nothing that you could do. But Jessica, I have one thing that stuck out to me when I read your bio is she's a praying baby. Yes, Lord. She knows how to pray. You say she prayed even at a younger age. So thank God for that. But you ladies are doing the work. They need volunteers. Please, please do come out if you're in the Pines area. Share the flyer. I'm going to share it on our page as well. But share the flyer. Have someone to just come out. What kind of volunteers do you guys need? Just volunteers overall?
Yeah, volunteers overall. But for that event, we're actually looking for volunteers for that event to help set up, pack some of the bags. On that day, we plan on giving some of our warriors school supplies on that day as well. Even if you want to make a donation, if you want to donate school supplies or make a monetary donation, donate a gift card for a sickle cell warrior, we're accepting those too. But for as far as the physical volunteers, we need help with setup, the cleanup, getting our swag bags together, the lunch, everything. So we could use any helping hands. We welcome all helping hands.
Well, Sissy, do I have to make a trip down there so we could kill 2 birds with 1 stone?
Yep.
We need to get this swimming thing intact.
Yes.
And I would think, I'm going to look into, I heard you say back to school because moms, Sissy saying has something going on at a school, but on behalf of mom, what we can do, what we can try and do. Let me say this because we have an event to that's coming up as well. We're big on education, my sissy and I. She's an educator. She's an educator, but we're very, very big on education and anything we can do as far as if it's going to help someone to enhance their learning, we're all for it. So we're going to see what we can do on our end to help out ASAP. And maybe I have to be on the next thing smoking so we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I can learn how to swim.
I love that. That sounds excellent. Come on.
Absolutely. And also, Alma Brown, great information. Hats off to ASAP for continuing to be a voice for the voiceless. You see, you doing that is awesome. And then also too, again, guys, if you're in the Pines area or the surrounding area, please do get there. If you could be a volunteer, please do help out. If you could donate, please do that as well. Every Saturday, she says, it's a virtual event. Just a click of a button, you can join just like you joined us here.
The third Saturday.
The third Saturday.
Yes.
When I said the 4th.
Every Saturday.
We may do it every Saturday, but for right now, it's third.
Well, maybe I spoke something into existence. Excuse me. But the thing is, every 3rd Saturday. Okay.
Yes.
All right. For now. Okay. You can definitely join in. Like I said, a click of a button to support. They need your support. They need the kind words. They need volunteers. They need the donations, all of that. That's what makes the organization to keep going. The support, not just finances, guys. It's the all around support that they need. The mom sometimes, like she said, it gets hard. It gets very hard, especially when you run an organization. I know it gets very hard, but the thing is, your purpose,
Yeah.
you pushing past your pain into your purpose. God has a purpose. He had a purpose, and
Yes.
you're walking in it. Jessica,
Yes.
see that enemy? That's okay. We got through the show. He done
Mm-hmm.
kicked her off, but I'm sure she's gonna pop back in. Okay, so the thing is, Miss, um, oh God, I'm calling you Jessica. It's my medication, y'all. I told y'all I'm not feeling good,
It's okay.
and this heat too, y'all. Child,
Oh yeah, the heat, serious.
it's horrible,
Miss
right?
Kemba.
Oh, Miss Kimber, thank you, sissy. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. But Miss Kimba, is there anything that you would like to leave with our guests on tonight?
Again, like I said, support your sickle cell community. Also, find out if you have the trait, if you're not sure. We encourage you to find out your sickle status. Find out if you're a carrier of the sickle cell trait as well.
All right. See, I told y'all Jessica was coming back. Y'all
I was trying.
yes. Okay. So is there anything that you would like to leave with the audience on tonight?
I would say definitely if you don't know your sickle cell status, find out. Um, Make sure all your loved ones, especially the little ones coming up in your life, that's one of the biggest things I would say. Know your status. If you know a warrior, if you don't know a warrior, get involved. Let them know you're there for them. Warriors go to the hospital a lot and always can use somebody to be there. With ASAP, we have a hospitality team, but we can't reach everybody. So if you know a warrior, be there for them. And just educate yourself, educate somebody else.
Absolutely. Sissy?
Definitely.
I would say, like I said before, keep pushing, push until something happens. And again, you ladies are doing a marvelous job.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm
We
just
wouldn't have any other way.
I look at there. Again, like I said, some people probably will have given up and say, this is too much. Let me just focus on my situation. But see, God says, He know what He put in both of you, so you could go out there and do the work. And I commend you both. I'm telling you, I commend you both. I cannot even imagine. I can't imagine. You ladies are doing such a phenomenal job. You're hearing it all throughout the comment section. So guess what? You made your petition known. The next thing I want you ladies to do, I want you to go back in your books, your journals, wherever, even if you have to write it on a sticky note. Habakkuk 2:2 say, write that vision and make it plain.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it said. Am I wrong?
Yes.
So now you done spoke it. Go ahead and write that thing down. And see, God is a God. His word can't return to him void. It cannot. Your ladies are doing the work. It's coming, just like it's coming. So just
I
hold
receive it.
on. It's coming. And Jessica, thank you. Jessica, go back with us a long way, long, long way from 88 lessons, But the thing about it, she came to our mom's event and had the most amazing time. But
Wow.
Jessica, you don't even know. Round 2 is coming, guys. Let me go ahead
Yes.
up. Save that date.
All right.
Tomorrow, we're
Oh,
coming to your city. Mothers of Motivated Sons Tailgate and Tea Time Part 2. Champions
Okay.
of the game.
That's excellent.
You're doing
All
the
right.
work
So
and
what's
you're doing great by people.
Yep.
Everything just falls right in place. My sister and I didn't even see this coming.
Mm-mm.
wow.
We didn't even see it coming. Jessica, I know you and
Kimba.
no, not Kimber.
Keisha.
I keep yeah, like Keisha had, you ladies came, you had a phenomenal time. And I thank you again for reaching out to be on the show. Know that you ladies could come back at any given time to spread awareness. Whatever we can do to help you ladies, we definitely on on point for that, because that's one of the things we believe in, spreading awareness. And this is what this show is about. Not just it had to happen, but moms to share awareness, things that we walk through. Not that we're telling you what you should do, we're just telling you our journey, sharing our journeys. And
Right.
what better way to do to help? Look what you did for Jessica, Kimber. Look what you did. So tonight, do not go to bed without. I want you to write Habakkuk 2:2 out. And when you write that out, I want you to tell him exactly to the T what you want.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's coming. It's
Amen.
coming.
Received.
That's the God that we serve.
Amen.
So,
Mhm.
oh my God, I'm just so excited about what you ladies have going on. I'm definitely going to try to get there August 3rd. Also with the school supplies, we're going to see what we could do on that behalf too. But Kimber, you have to come on up to Duval.
Okay, okay, I can do that. We can make that happen. And
Definitely.
I want to add too that September is National Sickle Cell Awareness Month as well. So just let
Look at
everybody.
God.
Yeah.
Yes.
She needs to be a part of the panel.
I just said, look at God.
Yes. We're going to talk, Kimber.
Okay, I'm down for
All
whatever.
right. Jessica, you got to get, we coming to Fort Myers.
Oh,
Jessica said,
we'll be there.
Fort Myers.
We'll be there. We'll come to Jacksonville.
But you told me you said we had to get to Fort Myers.
Yeah,
So
you still need to get to Fort Myers, but we'll come to Jacksonville too.
all right, all right, all right. But
All
listen,
right.
guys, tackling sickle cell. We have two warrior mothers that's here. Very strong individuals, but we all know to keep them in prayer, because the exterior could show strength, but the interior could be drowning.
Mhm.
Yes.
So let's be very, very careful how we're treating folks in this season. Pray for one another. Be there for one another, people of God. We all need somebody. We all need somebody. And thank you again, both of you ladies, for coming here on tonight. And say it again, sissy.
Kimba,
No, I know Kim.
Arkeisha,
Arkeisha.
You're gonna kill those birds. So if anybody that's in the area, not only come out to the sickle cell event, if you need swimming lessons like my sissy and I, please do, Jessica. You're our accountability partner. Because see, me and her, we're gonna put it off, because you see, I'm not afraid of water, but sissy, she's afraid of water. You know, I'll get me some water, but sissy kinda, But the thing is, no, this is something that we really need to do, especially with us having grandkids who love the water.
water. Yes.
Okay. So that's something that we definitely need to do. So again, God bless you both. Until next time. Hey, Ari. Let's send Ari some hugs. Season Duval. Ari, you have to be in the building September 14th. And guess who else we have? We have Bully the Bull. Yeah, I'll tell y'all more about that. Y'all gonna have to come back July 15th. He's doing some amazing work as well. I'm just seeing how God is gonna tie so much. Y'all just don't know. Lay around for what's getting ready to happen. God is definitely doing the thing, because when you have people
Yeah.
that want to serve, don't mind serving, and a willing vessel for the Lord, it gotta happen. It can't happen no other way. It got to happen. So God bless each and every one of you. Come on, let's go ahead and send them out some virtual hugs. Oh my God. And come on, ladies. We want some virtual hugs from y'all. Let's please. All right. I'm gonna send y'all all some hearts, okay? I'm gonna see. We love you here. It want to come
I don't want to do that.
My hearts don't come out, so I just send them like this.
That's okay. You got them. You got it. We love you guys here at It Had to Happen, and we cannot do this without you and you. Let me see if I can give y'all some fireworks. Fireworks too. Y'all, thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in here with us at It Had to Happen. Mothers of Motivated Sons, tackling sickle cell with Team ASAP. Share this broadcast. You never know how it can bless someone else, and they may can learn a little bit about sickle cell and get over to ASAP and learn a lot about sickle cell. So God bless each and every one of you. Until next time, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Blessings, everybody.